Got the dog here, and we've got, it's not cold at all, but it's quite windy, and it's about 11 degrees, but we've got this huge sea mist, which I hope is going to last because it's going to soften everything off really nicely and give me something really interesting. And I'm actually quite excited about this because it's not often you get these kind of conditions, and I'm rather looking forward to it. And it's the first time I've actually been quite enthusiastic about a shoot for quite some time. I think a lot of this is just to do with the fact that there's an awful lot of faff involved. 2.8. Checking the ISO as everybody calls it. 1250 should be good. We're in classic chrome, and I suppose your compensation is set to 0, so we're all set there. This little camera that I'm using for video is all ready as well. What's up, dog? What's the matter? Hey, what's the matter? Yeah, come and say hello. Come up here. Who's this? Come on, up. Can you see? Come on, up. I don't think you can see. The dog's here. He's getting all whiny. He wants to go out, I think. Anyway, all right, baby boy. Good boy. So, good. Just look at that, that's really lovely. That's so soft. You can't get a filter for that stuff. This little thing here is amazing, especially when there's absolutely no detail behind it. I'm sure there's going to be a picture here. Yeah, it's a pity there's signage everywhere, because it kind of ruins this shot with the pier on the left just fading into the mist. And so I think I was probably right in what I shot on the other side of it. This is nice. I love that very utilitarian handrail. And the lovely brick box, weather worn and patched up. That would be great, but look, there's just too many signs everywhere. I've actually come back a little bit and I've actually shot it because I think it's just too good to give up. And I'm just going to have to do some work on those signs. Kind of like this. It's a nice shot with this wall in the foreground, but my lens is too long for this. I need a much wider lens for this. So I've also got a little bit of sign creeping in on the left hand side, which is rubbish, so I don't know if this will work. I'm going to give it a try. I actually gave it a shot. It actually works quite nicely. I shot it wide open just so I got that lovely soft effect with the focus on the wall, but I also shot it stopped down, so I've got this foreground wall down here is a little bit more in focus, and I think one of those might work. You never know. So this is sublime. I love this. We've got this lovely wet reflective concrete on the left hand side. There's a bit of mess just on this left hand side here, which I've got to cut out, and I'm not happy about that lamppost, but that is too far. But that around there in medium format is going to look really nice. So there was actually a shot here. The focus drift on the left hand side is much more profound, but I actually really like this shot, and I think this is going to work quite nicely. This is fun. The fence has come down and exposed this pile of rubble. It reminds me of a bit of a bomb site. Very derelict. But I love these two bits of graffiti. They kind of stand out. And I think I'm going to shoot this because I think it might work. I really like this. It's kind of nice coloured chairs, really neutral. Difficult to know where to put the focus because it's so shallow on the medium format. So I was stuck on the edge of the table because on the nearest seat there was just too much drifting off. But I think what I got was quite nice. It was a nice shot. There was lady standing right on this piece of concrete, right in the middle of my frame, turned towards the sea. It's worked quite nicely. I love it. I think this place is so good. Like this, and the conditions, I could be warmer, but the conditions are just fantastic. So, those three people you can see walking along the path there were quite early in the frame and just look amazing. The woman on the left is right in the middle, but it actually worked. She was too far on the left, and I have to say that was a bit disappointing. We got a bonus shot as well in there, but just amazing. Look at that in the distance. It's just covered in this mist. Just beautiful. Gonna give this a shot as well because I quite like the lower right to middle. Perfect. I quite like this. I think I was going to think that I was too far back and too far up because I'm not allowed down there with the dog, even though it's the middle of winter. But I kind of like that, the little angular tubes coming out of the water, and the tones are all so similar. I think it will work quite nicely. But there we go again. I've got the point of focus right in the thirds, middle of the frame, left-hand thirds, and I'm going to try and shoot this with it in the centre if I can keep a clean background. Because that's quite important, because if we come up a little bit, it falls to pieces rather badly. So I just looked up and we've got just the tiniest little bit of milky sun poking through. It's giving me some contrast, which I don't mind, and we're working against it. It gives me a nice, strong silhouette on that path. And that you see, there's a guy walking left to right through the middle of the frame, and it works really well. Just need him to start walking again, and I've got the shot. So all that mist is gone. And now we can see clearly the block of flats and what looks like a cinema or something. Probably not anymore. Music hall. But I was aiming to shoot another one of these set of steps into the water. And a couple walked past and just gave me the nicest shot. So this has gone really well. And now it wasn't that family, it was another family walking along. And I'm hoping that little patch, that little strip of shadow underneath the receding cloud was still visible. It's going to be a challenge to pull that out in Capture One, but I think I'll probably make that work. So this nice swoopy bit of concrete path by the Lido or Lido or whatever it's called. It's nice. I had a couple walk through there and just appeared around about here and were beautifully silhouetted. Really nice, simple shot. I liked it. Lucky. It's good. There's so many people wandering around and the light's just perfect for it all. I'm having a very happy time. But this looks lovely. I like this. It's very nice. Like, just all that in the background is just fading to no detail at all. And we've got this coming down here. Got this little ravine type thing where the water's coming down. And Scout, that is too big for you. Okay, and you know it's too big for you. And the mist has rolled back in now, and it actually looks quite nice. I might give that another shot. So that worked well. I think I resisted the temptation to fill the bloody frame with the thing because, you know, I think that's a legacy of working with newspapers in the early days when we were having to work to half tones. And, you know, to get any definition in something, it just had to be huge in the frame. If you tried to do this and have it reproduced in half tone, it would just completely fall to pieces. Well, the light's starting to go really quick now. You probably can't see it all that well, but the bulbs strung between these poles are starting to shine quite brightly. It's now coming up to 4 o'clock. So about right for 2 days after the winter solstice. Well, that's an extraordinary end to the day. That's amazing. Just that little slither of light on the horizon. And I didn't mind that little shelter. Scout, will you be quiet? Didn't mind that little shelter going really dark in the shot because what I really wanted was that headland and a little bit of sky. That works for me. And I hope that you got something nice out of all this because I certainly had a whale of a time. Dog's not all that happy then. Well, this has been brilliant. This has been so much better than I was ever expecting. The light's been incredible. I was originally intending to do this tomorrow. And I'm really glad that I decided to do it today. I've no idea what inspired me, but maybe there was, subliminally, I saw that there was some mist around Bristol when I got up this morning. But I just felt, you know, a little bit freer to shoot. I've been, you know, feet of clay for a good while now. I think the chief take home from this, hour and a half, 2 hours, that's all I've had, has been, if you've got good light, just go and kill it because it's really worth it. It makes such a difference when you've got unusual light and wet pavements and, you know, people trolling around getting some steps in before the mince pies hit home. And it's just worth it, you know, just worth it. And now I'm feeling a little bit liberated. I'm feeling like I can probably do more of these happily. I think I've got a system now. I'm really happy. It's been a great day, and it's not been much fun for my poor puppy. Who's really bored, aren't you? Hey, should we go home and get you some supper? Do you want to get some supper? Come on then, let's go.